Hey guys, Brent Hull Build Show coming today from our Dallas project, a big remodel we're working on over here. I want to show you today, catch you up on this job, but also show you a great concept called a war room and how you can get organized in your jobs, really help everybody out from the client to the subs to everybody. Come join me. Okay guys, so we're in Dallas and we've started a remodel over here for a great client. This is a 1980s house, 86, 89, somewhere in that time frame. And it's presented some challenge because this is a gut remodel, right? We're completely gutting, you'll see it on the inside. And there's some challenges with some insulation, how we're going to insulate the house, challenges with the remodels over here in Dallas. They used to require all the wiring and conduit. They don't require that anymore, so you'll see a lot of conduit inside. But we're opening this thing up, we're trying to make it better, trying to build it better. I also want to show you our war room, right? That's the way we organize and plan a job and work through it. Very visible piece that a client can come in or anybody can come in, see where they are, see where we are. I think it's a great tool that you guys should be using. Come on inside. This is our war board, right? So this is a tool that expresses the whole job, the whole calendar of the job, all the way at the top, right? Then we have a 2-month view down here. So we're looking at what happens in the next 6 to 8 weeks, right? Right here, a list of subs, selections we need, all the kinds of long lead items, scope changes, all the things that we need to follow up on are all right here. The reason this is important is we also use Builder-Trend. The problem with Builder-Trend sometimes is that clients can't navigate on it, or they don't like to navigate, or they don't like to go on there. So we want something that when they walk into the job, they go, oh, okay, yeah, I see. And it's helpful to see, okay, we need to order a shower glass, right? Or what the different things are happening when windows arrive. Realize that because we build every day, all day, and this is what we do with our lives, we're used to kind of working those schedules out in our mind. The customer is not. And so we want to be able to give them a visual about where they are and that, you know, where they're going to move in and where they might move in, but also understand the selections and the things that are going to hold things up. So in one board, right, in one place, they are able to kind of check things out and go, okay, I kind of see where I am. We've had another war board, a client will actually go in and write their kids' birthdays, and they'll write other things on there that are important to them so that they really take ownership of it, right? Ashley, my project manager here, is super organized. You can see the plans that are laid out, the questions, the HVAC boards, all of his stuff laid out here. This is a really important tool to use on your jobs. It will help your clients recognize that you're organized, help them recognize that you're on top of these things. It's a communication tool without saying anything. So one of the things that we found in dealing with the house from the 80s, right, is the 80 building things. This was all plywood, right? You see plywood decking, we see solid joists, there's no I-joists, there's no engineered things in this house. So we have to ask ourselves, how are we going to insulate this, right? How are we going to build science ideas into a house where we've got this kind of stud bay and cavity? On the outside, we have, on top of the plywood, we have some kind of paper, right? It's not Tyvek, but it's a paper type product, metal lath, and then about 1.5 inches of stucco on top of that. So we're most likely going to be using an installation like that, but there's something we're really working through because it was just batt insulation, and there are a number of places where we found from rotting under windowsills and things like that we're going to have to work through as far as how moisture penetration and everything else happened. What you'll also see is things like this. In Highland Park, for years, they had a conduit requirement for all electrical. And so you'll see conduit running through here. My project manager says they no longer do that. About 2 years ago, they stopped requiring that. So that will actually save a ton of money and time that we don't have to run conduit, but that's why it's here. Mostly, the floor plan of the house is staying fairly similar, right? It's not changing too much. This is the master suite. It's grown a little bit. There is a back stair. We're going to close that down. And then this stair is going to wrap all the way up through there. So we no longer need the back stair. We're going to do everything on the front side. And so this stair and going into the 3rd floor will actually wrap around and go up. That'll be an engineered stair piece that we're going to be making. But we've been going through in the last 2 or 3 weeks and just changing small things, right? This is the bathroom, his bath, and so you see some of the shower framing and things going on, his closet, that stair that opened up, but all kind of fun stuff that we're digging into on this job, furring walls out, building things up so that this can be right for the next owner. Okay, so we're standing in front of the guest house here, which we're also redoing. There's a breezeway that captures, kind of connects these two areas. You're going to see as you look back at the house, there are some vents on top of the roof. We are going to completely encapsulate the attic, making our heating and air conditioning in that encapsulated space. So those vents are going away. They're going to re-roof over. This is a slate roof. You also see these door openings, this kind of loggia that's going to be enclosed with windows. You'll see some of that stucco and that building paper that they were using there. Let me show you inside some of the building challenges we've got and some of the things we're seeing. You'll see some of the challenges and the problems they were having, especially back in the early 80s. Okay, so one of the challenges we've been having here is these windows. And this is, we believe, an original window that goes back to the house. You can see that in the 80s and early 90s, the way they made insulated glass with true divided light, it was a big deal. Do you have true divided light? Which means that there's a separate piece of glass in each one. It's a traditional historical way of building that they were trying to copy in the 80s and 90s. This piece of glass has failed though, right? You can see that the glass is clouded up there. The other problem we had was rot, okay? And so you'll see that this is all brown. There's another window over here where there's actually some rotten wood. The sills aren't pitched on these windows, right? They're a very short sill. These are a casement. It's an outswing, so water would actually get in here, seep down in here, and was causing a problem. You can see some of the rot and everything else that's being held there. And where that sash sits is completely flat. Now ours is a pitched sill so that water always runs away. They also only have about an inch of sill, right? Whereas we have like 6 inches of sill. What that does is that it gives better shadow lines so the window isn't on the face of the house, but it also, because we pitch our sills, it pitches water. Water is the enemy. We got to quit doing that so that these don't rot out. And you can see on this one, there is rot and mold actually happening on that flat part of the sill because it just doesn't last when you build them that way. Okay, so one of the other things, we're standing right at the back of the property, kind of looking back at the house, which is really kind of big property, and they've got a great backyard. One of the things we want to take advantage of is a room like this. We're actually going to have to raise this header because it's, almost sick. I can almost hit my head walking through it. The homeowner is also very tall, so we want to raise this up. But this is going to be a conditioned space inside here, which is going to be great. And we'll have it opening this way and opening this way, changing the way these doors are. They're really taking advantage at the back of this property, really having a wonderful view, the front of the house, the pool. Should be a great space. Okay guys, welcome to Dallas, right? This is a great project that we're really excited about. Should be about 9 months to a year as far as the timeline we think it'll take. So we'll come back and look at this once we get the framing done, once we get some other things done. Also hope you like the war room idea and it's something you can incorporate into your jobs as something that helps everybody show up on the job, subs to homeowners to everybody, and look in one place, get your mind organized, put it all on paper so that everybody can see what's going on. It makes things go much smoother. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Hull Millwork, Hull Homes. Sign up for the newsletter. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. I'm Brent Hull. Thanks for watching.